How you doing today, folks? My name is Kyle Lanfear. I am coming to you with a fever of 103.2 degrees. I am sick. I am possibly delirious, but the addiction lives on. For once in a very long time, I happen to know what's in this box, as well as I got two other boxes I'm going to unpackage for you, all in one long straight go, because I can't wait. As those of you who've been following the channel for a bit know, I do live actual unboxings. Means if there's something I want and it's in a box, I'm not going to open it until I'm actually on camera, which kind of kills me. Also, I am not a monetized channel. I have no interest in any of that type of stuff, so any video you see from me will be ad-free. No need to pay for that YouTube Red Premium bullshit. I also am a kind of a vulgar channel. I'm not going to go out of my way to swear or anything like that, but I'm also not really going to hold it back either. So if you don't want to hear that, or you happen to have people in the room you don't want to hear listening to something like that, do be aware. Alright, without further ado, this is a package from Blade HQ. This is also my P.O. Box. I had multiple requests, people wanting to send me some stuff, so again, Kyle J. Lanfear, P.O. Box 8894, Stockton, California 95208. Let me know. Alright, as always, my unboxing knife is the very beat up, slightly destroyed, horribly chipped edged Paragon Knives Warlock. Love this knife. This is a package from Blade HQ, which is primarily the only retailer I really go through anymore. Had a couple bad experiences, and I know some people have bad experiences with Blade HQ anyways. I've never had any. Every time I've ever called them, they've been super polite, very nice. I love their YouTube content, no sponsorship necessary, just genuine enjoyment. This is the Real Steel G5 Metamorph. This is the Blade HQ, exclusive in marbled carbon fiber, blue anodized hardware, and a M390 blade. Let's see, first one out of the box. Oh, almost. So close. Try again. Second time. There we go. This is a very slicey, very narrow blade. I'm honestly not a huge fan of the way this whole thing looks. It's very kind of Texas toothpick-like, which some people love. It's not personally my thing, but I've heard so many things about this knife and about this in particular variant that I just had to check it out. So initial impressions are the carbon fiber is very slick, as carbon fiber usually is. There's some weird milling work in the actual carbon fiber, which kind of takes away from the marbled look. I'm not really sure why they did that. You know, marbled carbon fiber, when done properly, looks incredible. So having these kind of milling marks up and down the carbon fiber is it's a strange choice. You know, if you want to go the carbon fiber route, you should just go the carbon fiber route. Action-wise, ooh, that's smooth. Oh, damn it. But still, it just drops like nothing. Yeah, the action is incredible. And again, second try, I got it. Man, that action is unbelievable. So, in terms of ergos, I have 2XL hands. This looks very small in my hands. I do want to make this abundantly clear. This is a full-size knife. It is kind of narrow, but it is a full-size knife, so don't let this fool you. To demonstrate said things, that was a fail. That was an even worse fail. Me and front flippers don't get along, especially not on camera. Anyways, a couple size comparisons. This is your standardized PM2. So obviously been heavily modified, but the dimensions are the same. Man, I can't talk. I blame it on the sickness. So it is a bigger knife, as you can see. Man, that action's so good. But again, in terms of thinness, it is a very thin knife, or width, or whatever you want to call it. But even that way, you know, it's a very thin knife. We have let's try this again. Oh, first try. Progress, possibly. the full-size Benchmade Reptilian. This is again a customized variant. This is the micarta scales, but again the dimensions are the same, so you'll get the same general idea. So it is a little bit longer than the excuse me, sorry, I just got a message on Instagram which just scrolled through on my phone and I just had to read that for a second. Sorry about that, folks. Anyways, it is a little bit longer than the full-size Benchmade Reptilian. Change the aspect ratio and still a little bit longer, primarily in the handle, but not by much at all. But again, still very, very thin. Another front flipper. This is the Kaiser Feist. Not doing too good with the front flippers today. Oh, got that one again. Sweet. This is obviously a much smaller, but just if you happen to be a fan of front flippers, chances are you have a Kaiser Feist. I have a Boker Excalibur around here somewhere that I might bring out in an edit to demonstrate. Maybe, I'm not sure. Either way, this is definitely a full-size knife. The M390, as always, is a great steel. Very, very, very great edge retention. Not the best out there, but very, very close to it. My overall impressions with my 2XL size hands is the action is very nice. Absolutely drop shutty. I'm pretty sure this little piece right here is not sharpened, and for good reason too, because it just drops straight on your finger. Ooh, that's smooth. Ergonomics, I like it. I like it a lot more than I thought I would. Design aspects of it, again, I don't understand why they put this milling slash kind of scratch work on the carbon fiber. It's very clearly deliberate. It's right here, all up and down. It's on the exact same side. It detracts from it a great deal. Also, the pictures on Blade HQ's website do not show that, or if they do, I'm just blind and or stupid, because I did not see that. I probably still would have bought it either way, but you know, that's what it is. This is $170, so by no means a cheap knife. Ow. So by no means a cheap knife, but a very good one. So let's see what else we got on the table. Alright, I'm not trying to make a 30-minute long video, so I'm going to unbox this real quick. All right, here is a fixed blade. This is the Tops Rapid Strike. This is purchased from a buddy of mine, goes by Tyler Durden on Instagram/Discord. I'm relatively sure that's not his actual name, but you get the idea. So this is also a full-size knife. Very narrow, very concealable if that happens to be your thing. Pretty decent Kydex sheath. Regular clip. Can flip it around if you so choose. Kind of a tactical, everyday carry type of thing. One thing I'll definitely, one thing that really kind of drew me to this piece though is that you can just grab the whole thing, the whole handle, and draw it. Now there are so many fixed blades out there where you are working with percentages of the handle, sometimes not a lot at all. This, you can get a real firm, solid grip, disengage the Kydex, and go to work. So initial impressions are this Kydex sheath, great edge retention, great retention. It's not going anywhere, but when you want to disengage it, it comes straight out. This is a 154 cm steel blade. You guys know I love me some 154. Again, this is the Tops Rapid Strike. I got this for $50. This retails for between $100 to $130. Tyler is a kind of a buddy of mine. It's not his actual name again, but he gave me a deal on this. I definitely appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that, brother. So a couple of size comparisons. First off, we're going to do just a couple of standard ones with folders, and also a couple of fixed blades here. So comparable in size to the PM2, but again, this is a fixed blade, so you're not really dealing with the whole folding aspect of it. Ah, that wasn't good. Another Tops. This is the Tops Legion. It's a 6-inch blade, so almost the entire knife can just fit in this blade. But there's a size comparison for you. Another fixed blade. I can find somewhere to put all of these things. My personal favorite thus far fixed blade, the Bradford Guardian 4.5 in 3V. Again, this is a 4-inch blade. The Bradford Guardian is, man, it's an amazing knife. I wasn't really a fan of fixed blades at all until I started carrying this Bradford. Picked it up at a really budget price from off a buddy of mine, and man, I love it. I also have a Benchmade. I'm actually not sure what model this is. Chances are, if you're watching and you're a fixed blade guy, you probably will know. I got this for a hell of a steal, and I kind of just couldn't say no. This is an S30V fixed blade. It's kind of a weird choice for a fixed blade, but to each his own. But here's a size comparison for you. Also, I normally go into much more detail on this channel, but man, like I said, it's been a long day, long couple of days. I am very sick, and I just want to open these things up so my sick ass can play with them. So that's that. Overall, I really like this. The ergonomics are very well. The blade looks very slicey. 154 cm is definitely a good steel. This is going to be interesting to carry. This jimping is very, very aggressive. This again makes me feel like this is some type of a fighting knife, because this jimping is literally ground into the actual handle itself. This is very aggressive, so you can really lock it in. But if you ever wanted to use this for just an everyday carry type of thing, this jimping is so aggressive that it hurts my fingers almost immediately. You already see I got some divots in there. So in terms of a fighting knife, tactical, mall ninja, stealth carry, it's cool. That's not really my bag, but for what it is definitely cool. I got one more around here that I seem to have misplaced. There we go. Can't find my Warlock. I swear I'm more prepared than this, folks. You know what? Screw it. New unboxing knife for this video. Whew. Man, that is sharp. Jesus. Okay. That is impressive. And that is weird. So this is wrapped in a washcloth. Very thoroughly taped washcloth. Not too sure how I feel about that one, but hey, at least you know it's safe. Oh, Jesus. Not too sure how I feel about this, but to each his own. It's kind of a dirty washcloth too. You can see like stains on it. Kind of smells like. Do me a favor, guys. Anybody who wants to send me some stuff, please don't send me it in a dirty washcloth. If you got to, you ain't got nothing else, I understand. But if there is another way, I would appreciate that. Ooh, that thing is fragrant. So I have two pieces. One is this very interesting Buck and Tops hybrid. Ooh, that's good action. Very weighty knife. It's supposed to be an 8-inch blade. That was also not on the pictures. I can't tell if that's ketchup or looks like rust or whatever, man. But Hopefully that cleans off all right. This is a user, is what I was told, so I'm not really expecting anything perfect. This is part of a trade, and this was the kind of the filler. Not too good at Spidey flicking, but definitely flips out real well. It's kind of a spear point-esque Tonto. Very interesting. Now look at the lockup. It's like a 90% lockup for a liner lock. That's a lot. Okay. Star of the show here for this in particular one, we have the Spyderco Sudbury. Now again, I have 2XL hands. This is a very large knife, so I was looking forward to this. Immediately, I hate the orange scales, but I like the blade. Ergos are good. Again, I have a little bit of room here. That's rare. Oh yeah, that makes me happy. Good amount of weight to it. I can separate my hands. Again, I can choke it up like this and have all that room here, but not comfortable, so yeah. Okay. Ow. First cut on camera. Okay. Note to anybody wanting to subvert. They drop shut aggressively. Oop, that was a fail. So, primarily with Spideys, I like to just kind of roll them out like the old soul I am. For this one, it's kind of hard because it kind of has a sort of recessed liner thing here. You can absolutely Spidey flick it. You can thumb flick it as I just showed. Again, just to be able to slow roll, you kind of have to be really, really deliberate, and it's kind of difficult. You can do it, as I clearly just demonstrated, but it does take a little bit of finesse. Overall opinions on this are immediately positive. I'm speaking to a buddy of mine right now to get some carbon fiber, some marbled carbon fiber, possibly some wood, maybe even some micarta, to replace this kind of gaudy orange G10. Surprisingly enough, I actually don't mind the G10 as much as I thought I would, which is cool because my buddy's books are about 2 months out, so I'll be able to carry this as is. This is it's like S30V. Yep, good old Spyderco and their never-ending supply of S30V besides sprint runs. This is a Spyderco Taichung. But overall opinions, man, is I really like this. Good action. It's a little stiff, but that'll definitely work out in time. Big blade, big wide belly to it, big sweeping motions. Handle is very comfortable. It's more weighty than I thought it would be. Spydercos are normally very, very light. Even my my brass PM2 here is only like maybe 7 ounces, which might seem like a lot to some people, but for having an all brass scale, like that's pretty light. And this is comparable in weight to this PM2. So let's do a couple size comparisons, give an overall opinion, and then we'll wrap it up. This is already much longer of a video than I normally do. So the Tops SISR-T, Sizar-T, I don't know how you even say that. Very comparable in size to the PM2. It's definitely fatter. It is definitely weighs more. I believe this is about a 9-ounce knife. Either 8 or 9 ounces, I forgot which, but definitely a full-size, big, beefy, kind of overbuilt piece. Nope. Oh, never mind. You can Spidey flick. It takes a little bit of effort. Got to be very deliberate with it. Man. Oh, there we go. I have all these fixed blades on the table and stuff everywhere. Definitely bigger than the full-size Griptilian. Definitely wider, definitely a little bit longer. That Tonto blade with some pretty thick blade stock. That's intense. Because this is a big, beefy, overbuilt blade, I'm also going to put on display the heater. This is what I call something ridiculous for a size comparison. It is comparable in design to the heater, which is interesting. It is definitely smaller, but it's not smaller by all that much, which is shocking because the heater is a very big knife. The aspect ratio is deceiving. This now looks like it's dwarfed it, but again, you put it back here and they look comparable, but they are actually pretty damn close in terms of just general size. It's definitely a big knife, full-size knife. I think this is probably going to be a beater. Really good beater though. That knife just makes me want to go to work. Also, this will definitely close one-handed. A lot of people talk about the action. You know, mine flips out just fine. Will drop shut. This is a very heavy blade. This thing has ripped my finger apart a couple of times. Very deep, very, thick, lacerated, kind of jagged cuts. I closed the heater with great caution. Ooh, man, I'm really enjoying that Sudbury action. So, much smaller than the Benchmade Reptilian full size. Smaller than the PM2. They're not as much. So, definitely bigger than both of these knives. But again, it's not as big as people seem to think. Though it is definitely a full-size knife. If you pull this out on some random person, you will very possibly scare the crap out of them. If you're in the lunchroom and want to cut open, trying to clear up my space a little bit. If you're in the lunchroom at work and want to, cut a sandwich or do something really minute and pull this out, you're going to definitely get some looks. It's a very interesting design. This gigantic, belly that just gets fatter and fatter and fatter. It's a weird knife, but I'm kind of a weird person, and I like it. I actually like it a lot. In closing, I thought the G10, the orange G10, would be a lot more bothersome than it actually is. It's not that bright. It almost seems brighter in pictures. It looks like it's almost neon in pictures. Action is good. That was my fault, not the knives. Not a huge fan of S30V in terms of a steel, so that is an unfortunate thing. But action is very good. Closing this with a great deal of caution. Not trying to get cut. Ergonomics, very good. Flickability, if you don't have my big ass fingers, very good. Because I have the size fingers that I have, though, it's a little hard to get into this little Spidey hole thing because it has this kind of recessed piece to it. But that's a design choice, so I can't really knock them on that too much. But overall opinions are, I actually really, really like this knife. I traded this, actually got a pretty damn good price on it, so I appreciate the anonymous person who I traded with. So, yeah, man. As always, thank you all so much. Love you all. Genuinely, this community is amazing. If you enjoy the content, please feel free to like and subscribe. Again, I do not do the whole monetize thing, so you don't have to worry about advertisements or any of that nonsense on my videos. You can just enjoy my content if that is your thing. If it is not, that's all right. I am not one of these sensitive people, so if we don't get along or you don't like what you see, there is no hard feelings at all. Still love you, still care about you, and I still hope you have an absolutely great day. As always, be kind to one another, love one another. There's too much negativity in the world, so just take a moment and do something nice. Take care.